everybody. Welcome to the Uninformed Banker. My name's Gerald, and today I got a lot of news for you. A lot of stuff has been happening in the past couple of weeks, and I figured let's just talk about the news. So, number one, the Navy is just lighting off explosives like it's 4th of July when it was the 4th of July this past weekend. But the day they did it, it was not, and it resulted in an earthquake. Or at least it registered as one. So we got that. We got Massachusetts is raising the price of eggs because they care about chickens that are going to die. And then finally, we got the U.S. Armed Forces are packing up and they are literally turning the lights out, which I think is hilarious, or at least what happened when they did that. So let's start off with the Navy. So I think this happened a week ago, maybe two. So it was before July 4th. But they were testing the USS Gerald Ford. And instead of doing something really complicated with computers or like a wind tunnel, or I don't know how they do them, or just taking it out to sea, they wanted to test its structural integrity. So you'd think you'd have like a giant press or something. I don't know. Or just load it up with a bunch of weight, see if it breaks. No, they decided to put 40,000 pounds of explosives off the coast of Florida, blow it up right next to the ship, and send fish raining down all over the place. Imagine being a fish and you're just swimming along and then you get shot 400 feet in the sky, because that's what happened. All to test a ship. There had to be a better way. I'm going to tell you, I wanted to be in the room when they were pitching this on how to test the ship, because what happens if, like, they fucked up? Like, there is no, oh, well, we got to fix this area because this plate was buckled during the test. It's, oh, shit, we sank it because we blew up 40,000 pounds of explosives next to it. No. Stop it. Meanwhile, if I light off a firecracker in Massachusetts, I get a fine. So unfair. But I guess that's the power of being the Navy. Anyways, so there's that story. Speaking of Massachusetts, Massachusetts is causing the price of eggs to skyrocket because at some point, someone felt bad for the chickens that lay eggs. So Massachusetts somehow passed a law that says all eggs that are sold in Massachusetts need to be laid by chickens that have a square area of like 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet. Now, the standard area is 1 foot by 1 foot. And most of our eggs don't even come from Massachusetts. So, number one, all the people in Massachusetts have to do this, have to go out and spend a bunch of money to widen the area that they raise these things in. So if you have 2,000 chickens, you've now added a ton, like literally you're adding a half a foot on each side. So you're adding a ton of land that you have to have for these chickens. You're upping your cost by a lot because now you got to heat it. It's not pretty. So, oh yeah, but the chickens get another half a foot each way. Yeah, well, fuck the chickens. They're going to die anyways. And chickens are not nice animals. But I'll get back to that. So basically, all the other places that supply Massachusetts with chickens are not delivering the eggs to us and are just finding other places to deliver eggs because apparently America likes eggs. But it's still a pain for them because now they got to go and source new people to sell them to or spend more money. And they don't want to spend more money when there's literally 49 other states and a district that want eggs and don't have this ridiculous rule because you got to make the chickens feel better. They're going to die. They're chickens. I get it. If you're an animal lover, I love animals. But at the end of the day, chickens are like feathered dinosaurs. They're mean. Like, literally, if they find out that they can eat the inside of an egg, they will. Like, their own eggs that they just laid. They will peck it and spill the nasty stuff out. So you can't let them find that out. They do something called, like, I think it's being henpecked after they lay eggs. I can't remember the actual like term for it, but they like start ripping their feathers out and stuff, and you gotta like basically give them a breather and put them on like a fence or something like that so that they don't kill themselves. It's really weird, but they're basically little angry feathered dinosaurs. Like, they're not something to really care about. They're something that, you deep fry and you get Colonel Sanders Kentucky Fried Chicken. They're not our friends. So, therefore, they are food. But that's just story number 2. Story number 3, we're going to go back to the armed forces. So, the U.S. just pulled out of Bagram Air Force Base in Afghanistan. And now this base used to be home to over 100,000 troops of both NATO and the U.S. Armed Forces. So it was basically a city, like huge, huge Air Force base. Been there for over 20 years. And apparently, when the U.S. was pulling out, they didn't even tell the Afghan security guards that they were pulling out. They just got on a plane and left. And literally the lights went out and everything turned off. And they left, I think 3.5 million items. Now, items to the U.S. military include stuff like walls, windows, bottles of water, ammunition rounds. Now, they left a bunch of ammunition and small arms for the Afghan security troops. Apparently they left a bunch of civilian vehicles there, but they took all the keys, which I think is even funnier. So there's just a bunch of cars and shit parked out front without any keys. But the whole thing that pissed all the Afghan troops off was that they left and turned the electricity off without telling them. So they weren't sure if there was a problem or not, and they were guarding it. But because of the lights going out, basically a bunch of looters broke in. So I don't know if they were doing a great job, if they were able to break in or not. But I don't know. And it was a free-for-all. They were like, anything that wasn't nailed down was taken, which is hilarious. And apparently they're all pissed at the U.S. military. They're like, after 20 years of being here, and this is the way you leave, it's just not nice. So I don't know. But now Bagram Air Force Base is in the hands of the Afghan troops, and they think that they can do well with it. I don't know what they're going to do. And all of our troops pulled out to Kabul. And yeah. So that's the news update for today. I'm working on getting us a guest speaker to talk about fatherhood for next week. So stay tuned for that. Everyone have a great day. Bye.